What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Quick Take, presented to you by the Pod Show by Beat Fact Music. I'm here once again to, do what I do best. But my quick take today, first I'm going to start off with the NBA. As I told you guys, my last quick take, I wouldn't be watching the NBA on Christmas Day. The only thing I took part in was watching the fourth quarter of my Knicks versus San Antonio, which was a fantastic fourth quarter. The rest of the games across the board, from what I saw highlights-wise, were fantastic, but still didn't tweak an interest in me. I won't lie, the two NFL games were blowouts, but still the NFL had more of an appealing. And of course, Beyonce performed in the halftime show in the Houston-Baltimore game. But I want you all to listen to this clip from The Odd Couple, from Rod Parker and Ephraim Salam. Ephraim had a very good take on what's been going on with the NBA and what's the problem and some of the things that I've cited before. And one of the things that I've said also is analytics is a big thing. And I hate analytics. I think analytics is dumb. But it's a big issue in the game. But I want you guys to listen to this clip. Once this clip concludes, then I'm going to get back to my take.
I knew it was over for him when on that Christmas Day game, none of the stars were really playing, right? So I believe the Lakers played the Nets.
Right, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
None of the players, the marquee players, were playing. They were hurt. LeBron was hurt. AD was hurt. And so it became, okay, do I want to watch this or do I want to watch a NFL game? NFL will always beat the NBA. This country is bred on football, literally bred on football. College football, no one watches college basketball to March Madness, except for if you're following a team. Go Aztecs. And so the NBA finds itself in a very precarious situation. Although it is a player-dominated league, it's not resonating with fans because there's a lot of flopping, a lot of whining, a lot of load management. There are things that have become unappealing about the NBA, including the number of three-point attempts. So the game has shifted in a way that analytics is not only killing the game on the court, it's killing the game on your living room couch because you don't want to see that.
There's no disputing anything that was said in that clip. One of the things I want to emphasize is a lot of people are saying, well, it's just something that's happening now. LeBron commented saying, well, the NBA is always going to be, Christmas is always going to belong to the NBA. It's not true. Life is a cycle. Things change. And if you don't maintain what you have, if you don't take care of it, it either fades away, it just dies, or somebody else is going to take it from you. And in this instance, the NFL is going to take it from you. The NFL had 2 games. They had games last year. Next year, the NFL is going to be, for sure, they're going to have Christmas games because the NFL has their Thursday games. So you can bet your damn dollar that the NFL is going to have maybe 3 games next year on Christmas Day, which will be a Thursday, which they've had their Thursday games for the last little while. Adam Silver came out a little while and said there was no concern or whatever. He's completely oblivious. He's so delusional. I'm sorry. I've been very critical of him. I'm not critical of the person. I'm critical of the commissioner. He is not good for basketball. And now it's starting to show. The ratings, the numbers came out. The numbers were just absolutely just not a surprise, but it was a kick-ass for the NFL. I mean, let's just look at it. The KC-Pittsburgh game was a blowout for KC. Houston-Baltimore game was a blowout. I mean, Beyonce performing alone would have outdone the NBA. Let's just be honest. And as I said, the only thing I watched for the NBA was the final quarter of my Knicks and Spurs. That's the only thing I watched. I didn't watch any halftime shows. I saw that the score was close, and I said, okay, you know what? Let me watch this. It was good. I enjoyed it. I'm happy my squad won. But at the same time, there was nothing for me to be like, oh man, blah, 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 blah. Like, unfortunately, folks, it's getting to a point where in life, if you don't take care of something, somebody else is going to take it from you. Or it's going to wither away, as I said, fade away, or it's going to die. And everybody wants to watch something on Christmas Day. We just don't want to sit here and watch movies and reruns of TV shows or some Christmas movie. Yes, you want to watch a Home Alone or Die Hard or Christmas The Cranks. Yeah, you want to watch that. But on Christmas Day, if you're a sports person like myself, you want to watch something. You want to watch a good football game. And I still want to watch a good NBA game. But until the NBA gets it right, and forget about the three-point shooting, forget about all that. The first thing that needs to be addressed are two major things. The effort that needs to be put in, because a lot of these guys don't put the effort in, which was mentioned by Infraham in his soliloquy that I played earlier, and the load management. It's impossible to get anything if you don't have guys playing. You know, earlier on, I was listening to a comment from two members of the Sacramento Kings, Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox. If most of you don't know by now, Mike Brown was fired yesterday driving to the airport. Currently, the Kings are 13 and 18, going through a very interesting, very tough slump right now. I think they lost 5 in a row or something like that, if I'm correct. And they fired him on the way to the airport to go to the game. Now, people say it's unprofessional. Of course it's unprofessional, but it's a business also. And this owner has been known for firing people. When you run a business, you want results. When you have those type of players right now, they got DeRozan, they got De'Aaron Fox, they got Sabonis, they got Malik Monk. They got a bunch of good players, enough to actually compete in the Western Conference. And they're not doing that. And I don't think it's Mike Brown's fault. I just think these players, the checks are coming in, so things are good. De'Aaron Fox's response was pathetic. I'm not gonna lie. No accountability. And this is one of the reasons why people are not watching the NBA. Why am I going to sit down and watch the Sacramento Kings, who've never done anything in their lives as a franchise, sit down and expect to watch them? Why would I watch the Sacramento? Why would I watch any NBA basketball when there are a lot of young players with that attitude? Well, it's not really our fault, it's just part of the business, He's still getting paid, right? What? So at the end of the day, folks, until the NFL decides to take a break, which they never will, because the NFL is not about the players, it's about the logo. Players come and go every day, it's about the logo. And they expect guys to play. There is no such thing as load management in the NFL. You got to be seriously hurt, or there's got to be some craziness for you not to play. Otherwise, you're playing. You think the NFL is going to waste their time? And one of the great things about NFL is a flex schedule. If you guys suck, let's switch the game. Let's switch the time. And I'm telling you, until the NBA is never going to be the NFL. But until the NBA sees what's going on and how the NFL is run, because the NFL is a machine. They don't care about the players. They care about the logo, and they care about the fact that they have an audience to pertain to. Until the NFL stops being player-friendly, the players had... Listen, peeps. The players had their opportunity to make this right. Adam Silver clearly doesn't want to be in control. He doesn't have that David Stern DNA. Adam Silver has allowed the players to run the league. Let's just be honest, okay? The owners have sat back, everybody sat back, and they have allowed the players to run the league. No problem. But you've done absolutely nothing with that power. You've abused it, you've disrespected it, and now we're at a point where fans are saying, okay, no problem. We have other options. It's called the NFL. And if you continue, what's going to happen in March, the National College Athletic Association Tournament, basketball tournament, which is known as the NCAA March Madness Tournament, which is what we're going to be watching. So unless this changes, and I'm not saying it's going to change overnight, it may never change. But the word I'm going to use is structure. Until structure is enforced, this will never change. It will absolutely never change. So, and another take here before I close this quick take episode. My Miami Hurricanes just lost 42-41 against Iowa State in the whatever bowl. And I have to say this. as a Miami Hurricanes fan, and I said it in the beginning, and I don't care who's mad or not, they didn't deserve to make the college football playoff with losses to Georgia Tech and Syracuse. You don't lose those 2 games and get in, especially with a weak schedule, because the schedule wasn't that strong. And then you turn around and you put that performance in the bowl game, which doesn't surprise me, because the defense is one of the worst defenses in college football. I've seen the amount of points these guys are horrible. And I got to say this, the entire Miami coaching staff, and I'm not going to call any names because it's going to get me to a point where I'm going to really rip them apart. I want you guys as a fan to focus on defense. You're going to get players in the transfer portal. Guaranteed. You got a couple of big names coming into the transfer portal offensively. But defense, please restructure that defense. You're not going. There is no way you're going to win any college football playoff game with that defense. Those 12 teams would have eaten you alive. I could have picked anyone, and they would have eaten you alive. Doesn't matter who it was. I'm talking about the 4 that lost and the 4 that won in the first round. They would have eaten you alive with that shit defense. Get a better schedule, get a better defensive staff, and get better defensive players, or else you're not going to make it. Until then, that's it, folks. I'm out. It's a wrap. Peace.